Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, be sure to subscribe because the best of themselves help us sis out. In today's video, we've got an album review on Katy Perry's 5th studio record, Smile. And now for today's video, let's address two things before we get to the record. I cut my hair. Yes, I know. Also, yes, my bedroom has changed quite a bit. I know. It went through some remodeling in the past week that I have not filmed videos. But aside from that, beside the point, but I just wanted to address those things. We've got an album review, and for this album review, I'm going to be going through a lot of things. Shockingly, there's not as many notes as there is in past album reviews. However, since there is very few notes in this album review, that means that there's more to talk about, because then I can really let my mind go on something. So if you want to know my thoughts on Katy Perry's new 5th record, Smile, and amongst other things, then keep on watching. Okay, so let's start with the big elephant in the room. This record is the follow-up to her 4th record, Witness. And Witness in itself, I did do an album review on Witness, and I gave it a pretty good review from what I can remember, although I can't remember much of it because that was 3 years ago. But that record in particular definitely was a very pivotal point in her career, because it didn't go the way she wanted it to. It didn't go the way that her fans wanted this record to go to. It just really didn't meet the expectations of a lot of people. And a lot of people were upset. A lot of people turned against her. And a lot of people pretty much left her alone to pick up the pieces of the broken puzzle that was Witness. And I think Witness definitely, as a record in itself, it's a good album. I really do like the album. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. I still listen to it to this day from start to finish. It's a really beautifully crafted record, and it's also very experimental, which I do love. And I think the problem with people, and I know that I'm probably going to get a bit of hate for this, but I think the problem with her, with one of the big determining factors as to why Witness didn't do so well, is due to politics. And now I know what you're thinking. Well, Taylor Swift talks about politics. She doesn't get, you know, that much hate. Lady Gaga talks about politics. Beyonce incorporates politics. So many other celebrities talk about politics. They don't get the hate that she got. But here's the thing, especially with people like Lady Gaga, I think activism and some form of politics has always been incorporated into her career since the very beginning. And with Taylor, I mean, Taylor's most known for her lyricism and her music, and she really isn't that much of a sex symbol, so to speak. And with Beyonce, I mean, the one part of Beyonce that I do respect is that if she talks about politics, she'll do it in a very classy way, where it doesn't feel like she's shoving politics down you the whole time. It's very classy. It's incorporated into her art. It's incorporated into her craft, and, you know, it goes over some people's heads. So I do really respect that. But the problem with Katy Perry was that she hardly never spoke about politics for a large chunk of her career, and then to all of a sudden speak on it, but at the same time take out every single element that made her who she was, and take out every single element of what made people love her and of what made people want to support her, was just a huge shock to a lot of people. And I think a lot of people felt uncomfortable. A lot of people didn't feel comfortable supporting her anymore, because, you know, obviously she didn't look the same way she used to. She wasn't talking about the same thing she did. And also, Witness was less of an escape from reality, and it was more putting reality in front of you. It was putting your reality, putting your truth, putting all of the honest crap in front of you, instead of creating a whole world where it is an escape from reality, like her past 3 records were. And I think that was a really big problem. In a year where people wanted to escape from reality, she was showing people the realities of the world, and people did not like that, and people did not want to support that at all. And now with this record, Smile, it's completely different to Witness. Now, Witness has 15 songs. Smile is short, sweet, and honest, which I can appreciate and love a lot. Now, you know me. I'm a sucker for a long album. I love a long album. However, I love a long album with songs that have a purpose, that have a meaning, and are not fillers. If an album is full of fillers, it gets boring very quickly, and you can tell it's full of fillers. However, this record has not a single filler and not a single skip, which I definitely love. And it is a conceptual record. I will say it definitely is a conceptual record with a very, very clear story. I mean, if you even at face value, you read the lyrics, you hear the songs, you go from Never Really Over to What Makes a Woman, and you can tell there is a clear story and a clear vision behind the entire record. And that is the genius of Katy Perry. I mean, for most of her records, there is a concept and there is a storyline. For instance, with Teenage Dream, with Prism, and with Witness, there was a clear story from start to finish. And that's one thing I really do love about her, is that she knows how to craft an incredible story from start to finish with a record. This record is the rebirth of Katy Perry. Like I said before, Witness was a very tough time in her life, you know, going through personal struggles while also dealing with the immense amount of scrutiny that she received from both the media and from a lot of her own fans as well. This record feels like a rebirth. This record feels like a renaissance, and it definitely is. And this is her most cohesive and conceptual work since Teenage Dream. I think Teenage Dream had definitely a clear vision from start to finish. From Teenage Dream to Not Like the Movies, there was definitely a concept of, you know, living your fantasy to then, you know, waking up in reality, not like the movies. And then with Smile, it starts from Never Really Over to What Makes a Woman, and going through this journey of, you know, rediscovering yourself and going through this journey of, you know, getting your smile back. I mean, this is definitely what the record is all about. It's all about, you know, finding the light at the end of the tunnel and finding your smile back after so much scrutiny, after so much heavy life that has been thrown at you. I mean, this is the concept of the record, is finding your smile through all of the heaviness, through all of the adversities, and through all of the pain that you've gone through. And you can definitely tell that in this entire record and in all of the songs that are placed in this record as well. It's a short album. It's her shortest album since Teenage Dream. Once again, we go back to Teenage Dream. Teenage Dream was 12 songs. Smile is also 12 songs. It's her shortest album, and I will say that it was really smart of her to place Never Really Over at the front of the record, because that is the one song that got the most attention and the most praise and the most acclaim from the 3 that she released prior to releasing the first single of the record, which was Daisies. And honestly, I think it sets the mood for the whole album. Never Really Over. It sets the mood for the whole record, and I definitely think it's one song that starts the record with a bang. So I thought it was really smart of her to place it as the first song. And actually, this record in particular is her first solo record since her debut album. Within every single record, there has always been a feature. There's always been a feature on the record, and this is her first solo record since her debut album, because Teenage Dream had Snoop Dogg, and then Prism had Juicy J, and then Witness had Nicki Minaj, Migos, we don't talk about them, and this one is like her first one with just her. So I think this just really solidifies the message behind the record of getting back your smile, of rediscovering yourself, of finding the good within the bad. And I truly appreciate that and respect that from her, and it definitely solidifies my respect for her as a songwriter and as an artist, having her be the only main artist on this entire record with no features. And a lot of the songs really talk about dancing through the tears, and I think that's definitely been a common theme for the year of 2020 and women in music. For instance, with Chromatica with Lady Gaga, you know, she talked about how the record healed her and how this record really helped her find happiness again, and how this record is her dancing through the pain, dancing through the hurt, and, you know, finding light and finding love. Folklore, not so much folklore like the title suggests, is much more of a storytelling record. It's much more of a imaginative and an escape from reality record. So it isn't so much dancing through the pain, but it's, you know, being content enough in your own life to be able to write about pain, to be able to write about hardships from other people's perspectives. And Smile is definitely exactly the same, about dancing through the tears, dancing through the pain, but also at the same time, it's a record that takes you through the self-discovery of finding yourself again, of finding your happiness, of finding your smile. And she definitely found her smile by the end of this record, and I think probably one of the key elements to her finding her smile, especially in her personal life, is motherhood. And, you know, obviously I'm not a woman, obviously I will never understand what motherhood is truly like, but, you know, I know for a fact within a lot of women that motherhood is, you know, the one thing that brings some kind of purpose into women's life. And now I can't speak for every woman, but for most women, I'm sure that motherhood is that one thing in every woman's life that, you know, she feels like she has a purpose in life. She feels like she has someone to live for, because she does. And you know, motherhood changes somebody. Motherhood definitely changes somebody. And I think we can take Smile as a transition from her being, you know, this pop superstar to now being a mother. And, you know, I think this record should just make us even more excited for what the future of her career holds, because I think, you know, after becoming a mother and after having her own child, I definitely think that her vision and her work and her craft is gonna change a lot, hopefully for the better. And I don't think she's gonna go away. If I'm being honest, she pretty much did this whole record, not this whole record, but she did a large chunk of the record during self-isolation. So I'm sure that with this new form of self-isolation, with being a mother, it's going to inspire her to write a lot more. So I am definitely very excited for that. I've also seen a couple of reviews from people of this record for Smile, especially from one YouTuber by the name of Honest. This YouTuber labeled Smile as boring, and that she had lost her touch, and that it was not experimental enough. Yet they went on to say that Witness was too experimental. And to be completely honest, I think you really can't please everyone. You really can't appeal to every single person in the world. I mean, God bless him. I'm sure he has a right to his own opinion, as I do as well. Personally, I don't think this record is boring. If I'm being very honest, if this record was any more longer, it probably would have gotten more boring. If this record was full of fillers, it probably would have gotten boring. But every single song in this record has a purpose, and every single song in this record is strategically placed where it is. And this record is far from boring, and I really do like it. And for me, some of the standout songs on this record are Quiet About It Later, Not the End of the World, Smile, Tucked, and What Makes a Woman. Tucked, by far, is one of my favorite songs she has released in a very, very long time. I love that song so much. I loved the animated video she released for it. It's so funny, and the song is just so amazing. I absolutely loved it. Resilient is also just a very poignant and beautiful song, and the visual she released for it today was just so moving, and it was so powerful, and it was so beautiful. I almost welled up a little bit just watching the video, because it was just so beautiful. And I give the Smile record an overall rating of 9 out of 10. I think it's incredible. I think it's wonderful. And I think, you know, for all of her fans, if any of you Katy cats are watching this video, I hope that this record makes you feel even more excited for the future of her career, because I think, you know, her becoming a mother is definitely going to inspire even more things, and we're definitely going to see a brand new Katy Perry that we've never seen before in the upcoming years. And I personally am definitely very excited about that. And that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and comment down below your thoughts and opinions on Smile. Have you heard it? Have you not heard it? What do you think? And as well, subscribe, because the best themselves help us out. Also, let me know what you think about the backdrop. I think it's pretty good. I really do like it. You get a sense of who I am with this backdrop. I mean, you've got the Maneki Nekos, you've got the gold King Tut statues there, you've got some skincare back there, you've got this back there, which, by the way, this is going to be temporary. This is not going to stay here for long. Either this goes or I go. I don't know which one's going to go first, but thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow with another video. Goodbye.